Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 7th of January on the ASX here for the daily chart. Just carrying on from yesterday, we know that we're looking at wave 4 here. We're looking at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and moving up for wave 5. So today we need to move in here and understand this particular pattern here, and starting to look quite bullish, as you can see. So we'll just go to the intraday 4-hour chart, and we've got a few things to talk about here. I'd been tracking and still tracking from wave 3. Here's an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. I understand that looking at this as wave 1 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here, this wave 2 has taken out the low here, which is not allowed on Elliott. But when I look at the cash market, this low is still in place and this wave 2 is still above this low here. So there's a really good possibility that we can look at this as wave 1 with an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. If that's not the case, and we'll look at this on the 15-minute chart, well, then we would have to look at all of this, leaving wave 3 here and looking at this as a triangle pattern coming through here for wave 4 sitting on this low over here, but we'll look at that. But I always like to be conservative, so conservative would be looking at this as wave 1 ABC for wave 2 here, and then looking for wave 3 to push higher here. We are seeing BHP just while we're here. Australian BHP, we're still looking in for it to push higher through here. If we look at New York BHP for a moment, it's pushed higher overnight as well here, so it's still I can still see it's got higher to go here. So there might be a little correction here, but we'll see that push higher through there. So all good on that sort of front there. We'll just have a look at the banks while we've opened the can of worms. So with the CBA here, this is a 4-hour chart for CBA. We've been looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and going up for 3 here, and been looking at this as a wave 4 here. Now, as a wave 4, it can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, so we need to be mindful of that. But at the same time too, taking that high here would be an okay long trade at that point. So we'll just put that into play there. So taking that top out, because we don't want to miss anything at this point, because what we would normally do is have that top there, bring it down to that top, and then bring it down to that top. It's reluctantly wanting to move down through here, and yes, it may drop further through here, and then we'll have another high to work with, but it's important that we just keep bringing our trigger down on these highs here, because if this pops, that will just that will move up into wave 5, up into, well, it's got to go through all the levels, but so between 80, that can actually just come a little bit lower here now. From 80, we've got 1, 2, and 3 that make up group 1, so normally you get tested support on group 1, we can go along from it. Then there'll be 85 in here, and then 88 here. So basically 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8 Fibonacci numbers at that point. So and this will apply to the other banks which have got, well, the 4 pillars anyway, that, well, 3 of them, the ANZ and Westpac, and that will be the same. So just going back to the ASX 200 here, and actually what we should do as well, beg your pardon, sorry, we'll just look at iron ore for a moment. Now, still nothing really sort of happening here. We know that we've got 3 waves here, but we know that this can get a little bit ugly. But I'll pull this apart. If we get another high here, then we'll look at this here, because then that will give us 5 waves to the upside, and then we can look at that pullback and visit this again at that point. So yeah, a little bit more on that. But I would like to just have a look at copper as well. Yeah, okay, so yeah, look, it's just doing its thing across this particular level here. So we've had little wave 4, so we're pushing up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So they'll move a little bit higher. So the The metals are still looking good. Crude oil still, crude oil's very much like this here, but at $50. So it's touched it on, moved back, and now it's moved up. So it's done exactly the same pattern. So it can move higher, but it will come back and check it. So it's still got a lot of work to do at this level. Copper has and oil has at $50 as well. So, but they all should be reasonably buoyant. You know, no big bearish trends. So if you're long, then you're on the right side of things because they'll stay steady. Yeah. So this one here. So anyway, this is a bit of a situation here with that we can look at it as a triangle pattern to that point. Yeah, I have to go back and check these legs. I could see we could pull that one out in 3 waves. Maybe this one here will need to double check. This one here we could look as an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C. So do we get 3 waves out of this structure as well? So that because each leg in a triangle pattern needs to be 3 waves. So, but as I mentioned, the cash market hasn't taken that low out for that. So I'll just run with that for a moment. And I'll just cut straight through to the 15-minute chart. This, so we can just so we've got the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave to here. We may need to call it an E wave here for wave 4, but I'll just run with this as wave 1 here, as we were looking at before, and an A and a B and a C wave down here. So that little spike here has just taken that low out here for that. But otherwise, it's quite a nice 3-wave pattern here. It doesn't finish in 5 waves here, you know, so we'll just stay with that for the time being. So this particular pattern here, we'll look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then a nice 3rd wave here, a 4th wave here. That may get a bit more complicated, right? But in a nutshell, it might be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. But in a nutshell, we'll be looking for wave 1 up here, and then we'll see some type of ABC pattern pullback for wave 2, and then we'll see wave 3 to move up there. So there's opportunities to move in this in different ways for this. But yeah, if you're got FOMO and you're chasing this at the moment, just be mindful that it can pull back, so you'll need to leave your stop well out of the way at this point. Or if you're going to move in here, maybe just do half a trade here at this point, and we'll wait for this correction and tomorrow, and we'll build into this side of the trend. Alrighty, I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.